What's going on, everyone? So the newest Minecraft update, Chaos Cube, just released today, and here is everything new included in this update. So the first thing is going to be the new Sulfur Cave biome. This is going to be an underground biome that spawns with stripes of the new sulfur and cinnabar blocks. So it's going to be these yellow and red blocks here. Also, there are going to be sulfur spikes, pretty similar to dripstone spikes. Additionally, we're going to have these water pools spawning in here with this block potent sulfur. These produce this little particle effect here, and it will give you nausea when you go inside these water pools here. Lastly, in this biome is where you're going to be able to find the new mob, the Sulfur Cube. So with the new Cinnabar and sulfur blocks, there are going to be two new full block sets. So these are going to be the raw block variants with both the raw block, the stairs, the slab, and the walls, followed by the chiseled block for both variants. Then we have polished with the block, the stairs, slab, and wall, followed by the brick variants. So two new full block sets. As for the Sulfur Cube, it has a new property here where you can place a block inside of the Sulfur Cube. When you do this, its AI will pretty much disable and it'll just kind of sit here, and then you can kind of punch it around. Depending on the block will depend on the different stats of the Sulfur Cube. So it could be more bouncy, it could slide a little bit more, it could be a little bit heavier depending on the block. To get the block out, you use some shears and it comes out and then it goes back to normal. If you want to get multiple of these guys, you can kill a big one and it'll split into two smaller ones where you can then use slime blocks to grow these guys up, or after some time they will just grow into bigger ones themselves. If you have a regular size Sulfur Cube, you can put them in a bucket and get a bucket of Sulfur Cube, and then you just place on the ground like normal. Sulfur Cubes will also track to blocks on the ground and try to pick them up themselves, so you can either click on them with a block or they will go ahead and pick up one themselves. Sulfur Cubes also work with dispensers, so if you place a block or a pair of shears in here, it will interact the same way. So if we go ahead and flick this lever, you can see it places the block inside of the Sulfur Cube, and then if we flick it again, we can see the shears will remove the block. Additionally, this works with the bucket of Sulfur Cube as well. So if we flick this lever, you'll see the Sulfur Cube pop out, and that was from the bucket of Sulfur Cube that was in here. A couple unique abilities of the Sulfur Cube is you can put magma blocks in them. So if you have this Sulfur Cube making contact damage with any other mob, it will actually do damage to it and it will eventually kill it. You can also put TNT in a Sulfur Cube, and it can be ignited any way that regular TNT can be ignited. So you can use flint and steel, or you can use dispensers on it using something like a fire charge, a flint and steel, or you can use something like a flame bow. If you have multiple Sulfur Cubes with TNT, it will ignite and blow up all these surrounding Sulfur Cubes with TNT as well. Moving on, the potent sulfur that we touched about in the water pools down in the caves, they have a little bit of functionality as well. So you can see they create the particles, but if you take a magma block and place it under a potent sulfur, if you give it some time, it will actually create a geyser, and geysers can be made with 1, 2, 3, or 4 water source blocks. The more water sources you have, the higher the geyser will go. So this will be the smallest geyser here, and then this one will create the largest geyser. And there we go, we can see a geyser shortly happen right there from this smaller one. These are completely random. There's no way to really tell when they're going to happen. And here is the 4 block tall one. You can see how much taller the geysers are compared to the smaller ones here. If you want a consistent geyser stream, you can place a lava source underneath, and now you'll have a constantly flowing geyser stream here. This one's not random. This will just keep flowing until you remove the lava source. So if we go ahead and remove this, you can see that the geyser just stops. Additionally, there is a chance for this surface structure here. These are going to be called Sulfur Springs. These spawn above sulfur caves, kind of similar to the azalea trees. So if you're exploring your world and you come across one of these, this is going to tell you that there is a sulfur cave below you. Additionally, sulfur caves can spawn very rarely near the surface. Here is a somewhat small example, so you can see how close to the surface we are, and it will retain all of these sulfur caves features. However, this is a very rare occurrence. It's very hard to find this, but there is a better way to see it and experience it for yourself. If you go in and create a new world here, and if you change the world type to a single biome, and then if you go ahead and select the Sulfur Cave biome and then generate this world, you will then load into a world of only Sulfur Cave, and it'll all be Sulfur Cave surface biomes. Next, there is a new music disc. This one is going to be titled Bounce. You find this one by looting a mineshaft in a Sulfur Cave. So both of those events are pretty rare to happen together. So this music disc is pretty rare, but if you do happen to find one, it is found quite frequently if you happen to find a mineshaft in a Sulfur Cave. Next, moving on to a little bit technical things here, they have introduced Vulkan capability for Minecraft. So before, it only used to be OpenGL. Now you can change the graphics API to Vulkan. This is still experimental. Some people experience better gameplay, some people experience worse gameplay. It's really up to you. You can set this to whatever you want. And then lastly, we are going to have these couple new buttons here. One of them is going to be the friends list. So this here is going to be linked to your Microsoft account. These are going to be people that you have on Xbox, or you can send friend requests to people using their in-game names. This is going to be on the friends tab, and then you'll see your requests here on this side. So you're going to be able to connect and play with your friends much easier here on Java Edition. Pretty similar to the Bedrock friends list and Bedrock capability. Mojang did have peer-to-peer connection at first. However, they rolled that back as they felt it was not ready for release yet, but it worked the same way that Bedrock Minecraft does, when you can just pretty much join your friend as long as they have their world opened. Like I said, that is not implemented yet. Hopefully it will be coming soon. Mojang needs to work on it a little bit more, they said, so hopefully that is coming soon. But with that being said, that is going to be the Chaos Cube update. Let me know what you guys think of the update down below if you're excited. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more news videos just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.